Mini Pen Shootout! And today we'll have a look at two interesting pens by TWSBI. There is the TWSBI Vac Mini and there's the TWSBI Mini. Just mini, nothing vacuumatic about it. These two pens were highly anticipated. People go absolutely nuts over TWSBI, so it's very interesting to compare the two. What do you get and what do you not get? I've done separate reviews on both pens, so you can always check those out if you want more detail about on either of them, I should say, because I don't really want to rehash everything I said in those reviews here. But let's do a very quick rundown. The Mini, that's the older one of the two. What do you get when you buy a Mini? You get a small pocket pen. Nice thing about this size that you can put it, for example, in a shirt pocket. It won't stick out very far. A lot of people like that. You get a piston-filled pen. You can disassemble it. That goes for both pens. Let me see. You can, with a bit of fiddling, align clip and nib in such a way they align perfectly. And when you post it, you have a decently sized pen. I cannot use it unpostedly because the pen disappears in my hand, so it would be too small for that. But of course that's why it posts with a screw-in mechanism. It's just a 580 that's put in the dryer, and then you get a small pen. Nice, clear, demonstrator type pen. As I said, piston filled. Decent range of nib options from extra fine to broad, and then at least a 1.1mm italic stub, more like. So interesting pen, I would say. Its younger brother is the Vac Mini. The Vac Mini, also small, uses a vacuum filling system. I go into detail in the review. Which means that it does hold a large amount of ink, relatively large at least. You have a nice small pen too. It's a little bit bigger than the Mini, to the extent that I can use this one without posting it, and it has the same posting mechanism as the Mini does. So you screw the cap on the back and you get a, I would say, pretty normally sized pen. And here too you have a number of nib options. So, in comparison, let me just uncap those two so you can see them side by side, unposted. My purpose in doing these dual pen comparisons, these shootouts, is to tell you what you should get under what circumstances. If you are looking for a pocket pen, I think both pens will serve you well, but if you are looking for something that's really small, I think you should go for the Mini. The Mini is just a little bit smaller than the Vac Mini, and that will just give you an edge when you're looking for a smaller sized pen. It's very portable. If you're looking for ink capacity, then the Vac Mini is better. I mean, you can clearly see this is the amount of ink. Well, you can probably squeeze in a little bit more, but that's the amount of ink that the Mini holds, and you can just see that the Vac holds more ink. That's the plus side of completely filling up a vacuumatic filling system. So if ink capacity is your biggest concern, then I would say that the Vac is your pen. Both pens can be disassembled. You need to take care reassembling them to make sure that everything aligns properly and does not crack, and it's put together as it should be. But that's all there's to it. As to writing experience, my writing experience with the Vac Mini has been fairly poor. It runs dry very easily even when you open up the valve. Some people have reported that does not happen with them. Many other people have reported that it does happen to them, so it seems to be a bit of a crapshoot. The Mini, as far as I know, does not have such issues. I have not really, mine has not run dry on me, but I have heard of people who have experienced that, even with the Mini. So that too is apparently a bit of an issue. As I said, you can disassemble them. I think that's a great plus. You get the wrench, you get a little bit of silicone grease, so you get a fairly complete package for a relatively affordable price. which is nice. So both pens are interesting, and you really, if you're in the market for a pocket pen, then I think you could do worse than buy either of these. They will probably not last forever. We know that there are cracking issues with TWSBI, but you get a decently priced pen that will serve you well for at least a while. A very kind thanks to the friend who lent me this, because mine is no longer mine. Thanks a lot, I appreciate it. Let's compare these two pens side by side in writing. They do not have the same nibs, so maybe a little unfair, but it's what I have, so this is how we're going to do it. Alright? And that's all there's to it. You can always go to the website for more information, and that's it. Let's do writing sample. Hope this was useful so far, and I'll gladly see you later. Bye bye. Okay, so here we go with the TWSBI Mini. This has a 1.1mm stub nib on it. The ink is Pelikan Königsblau, royal blue. And the nib writes smoothly. I find it slightly on the dry side. But does what it's supposed to do, and it doesn't skip horribly, so that's nice. See, it's not an ultra wet nib. Can squeeze out a little bit of line variation, but of course this is an italic nib, so it already has line variation, and reverse writing with this would just be madness, because it is an italic, or stub actually. Okay, here we have a TWSBI VAC Mini. VAC Mini. This has a regular broad nib. Same ink. Looks a bit wetter. You can see the ink is a little bit darker than in the regular Mini. Also a pleasant writer, nice smooth nib. And because this is less dry, I do think this nib skips a little less. It's a bit wetter, slightly better flow. Okay, line variation. There is some to be had, but these are not extremely flexy nibs. And of course this one is round. Plus side to that is that you can do reverse writing, but even so it's very dry. And you can see that the pen is just quitting there. So there you have it. 2 TWSBI Minis. I hope this has given you some ideas on what to purchase for what purpose. And that's all there's to it. Thanks again for lending me this pen, I appreciate it. And guys, I'll gladly see you later.